Hi guys, welcome to ITech's HTML5 and CSS3 tutorials, and in this video we'll be talking about page formatting. In this video we're going to be adding a new paragraph to our document, our HTML document. We're going to be inserting line breaks. We're going to be adding blank spaces where necessary in our pages. Alright, so let's begin. So how do we add a new paragraph? Now that we understand the basic building blocks of an HTML page, let's examine the page formatting aspect fully. Alright, when you're working in a word processing program such as Microsoft Word, you press the enter key or the return key on your keyboard to begin a new paragraph, right? So web browsers do not recognize those line breaks. Instead, you must insert paragraph tags each time you want to start a new paragraph. Okay, so how do you even begin the paragraph tag? You use the P tags. Yeah. So you can see, oops, it's in, I don't want to use uppercase. Alright, sorry about that. So let's use the P tags. Okay, so in the P tags, our work, anything you type in will be considered as a paragraph. Alright, so let's type this is a paragraph. Okay, when you go to your browser and you click on refresh, you can see this is a paragraph. Now when I copy this a couple of times and I paste them, you see that each of them appears on a new line. Alright, so it's not like in your Microsoft Word that you type and you just strike the enter key and it goes straight to a new line. So, but if you want to use just one paragraph and you want your paragraph to continue from a new line, you don't necessarily have to be creating paragraphs and upon paragraphs inside one paragraph. Alright, so let's just say this is a paragraph. Okay, I'll copy it and paste it a couple of times. Alright, okay, so you can see I've copied it and pasted it a couple of times. Right now, instead of using paragraphs, new paragraph tags in this paragraph tag just to enter a new line, you can simply just use a tag called the break tag. Alright, so by default browsers ignore many formatting keystrokes that we take for granted. Examples include the enter and tab keys and multiple uses of the spacebar. So web browsers wrap text automatically to the next line when the current line reaches the right side of the browser. Alright, but if you want to avoid wrapping and begin text on a new line, you use the break tags. Okay, the BR tags. So they do not have the end tags. Alright, they are just single tags. So not all tags have end tags. Alright, so as you continue making progress, you'll be coming across different tags that do not have the end tags. So as you can see, we have seen, or we have encountered 3 tags that do not have the end tags, which are the doc type tag, the meta tags, and now we are onto the break tags, BR tags. Alright, so when I copy this break tag, alright, let's just refresh this in our browser. Alright, you can see, so from the place I added the break tag, it has entered another line automatically. Alright, so but the difference between this break tag and the paragraph tag, you can see the space. Alright, the line height, the line spacing, okay, is a little bit smaller than the when you use paragraphs. Alright, different paragraphs. Alright, so I'll copy these break tags and I'll paste them in the places I want to paste them. Alright, okay, now when I go to my browser and I click refresh, you can see, oh, it's remaining 1. Alright, I click refresh. You can see it's just like what happened in the paragraph tags. Okay, just like what happened in the paragraph tags. Let's compare with what happened in the paragraph tag. I'll just cut this and I'll paste them a couple of times. Now you can see the space between the break tags and the space between the paragraph tags you can see it's very big, so compared to that of the break tags. So that is just a basic difference between both of them. Alright, so what we'll be talking about next is inserting blank spaces. Alright, so you don't expect that maybe, for example, you type paragraph and you want a space between the paragraph, the spelling of the paragraph. I'm gonna wipe this off. Right, I'll wipe this off to this point. Okay, you don't expect that because you use the space bar like this and you go to your browser, you see that there is space. Alright, you can see there is no space. Okay, what you have to do in order to add space, you use the non-breaking space tag, or it's not a tag. Alright, it's just like a command. Okay, so how do we write it? You first of all include the ampersand sign followed by the alphabet NBSP, which means non-breaking space. Alright, so when you go to your browser and you refresh, you can see the space is there, right? But when you remove it, when I cut it and I refresh, you can see it's together. Okay, so you can add it multiple times if you want. You can add it and you go to your browser and refresh, you can see the space. Alright, so that is just what the non-breaking space does. Alright, so it adds blank spaces, it inserts blank spaces into any lines of text. Alright, so the next thing we're going to be talking about is changing the page's background color. Alright, so how do you change the page's background color? HTML coding uses hexadecimal values to assign colors. Alright, so aside hexadecimal values, you can also apply colors by just using the color name: blue, red, black, etc. Alright, so the hexadecimal value is usually started by a hashtag followed by a 6-character value. Alright, so for you to add a background color to your page, you simply type BG color. You use the attribute BG color in the start tag of a body tag. Alright, so you set it equal to, let's say, blue. Alright, before we talk about the hexadecimal, you can see your page is now blue. You set it to gray, your page turns gray. Alright, now to use the hexadecimal value, just like I said, you start it with the hashtag followed by, it's not compulsorily 6 characters though. If you use 6 characters 0, it will produce black. Alright, if you use 3 characters 0, it will still produce black. As you can see, I'm refreshing, it's not making any change, it's still black. Alright, now to make it blue, you add FF to it. Alright, and you refresh and you can see your page turns blue. Okay, so it's very simple and interesting. Last thing we're going to be talking about, a final element. Alright, a final element which we call the Div Elements. Okay, you're going to be coming across Div Elements very well when you want to build standard websites. So the div tag is used to define a section or block on a web page, and it can also be used in conjunction with CSS for styling purposes on large blocks or sections of content. So without wasting much time, let's create a div tag. Okay, let's create a div tag. Alright, the div tag, okay, before we create the div tag, let's create a paragraph. Okay, we'll create a paragraph outside the div tag and just call it this. This is a paragraph outside the div tag. Okay, so next we'll create the div. The div also has an ending tag. Okay, you can see, so the div tag has been created. Now let's insert another paragraph into the div tag, and let's say this is a paragraph inside the div tag. All right, so how do we distinguish between these two? When you click on refresh, you can see they are the same thing, right? For now, how do you know that this is a div paragraph, a paragraph inside a div tag, and this is a paragraph inside a div tag? Now let's start the div tag. All right, so since they are block elements, you can give them different attributes. You can give it the background color, just like we did to the body tag. All right, so let's give it the background color of blue. Okay, when you go to your browser and you refresh, it's supposed to bring the blue color. Okay, let's give the text inside it blue color. All right, so when we refresh, oh oops, let's wait. Okay, you use the style tag rather, so the style attribute, sorry. So the style attribute, let's give it color of blue. Now when you refresh, you can see your text turns blue. All right, the text turns blue. Okay, so you can also give your div a height. Okay, it's another attribute, so you can give it a height of 150 pixels. All right, so the values for height is usually pixels. You can also give it a width. Okay, width of let's say 500 pixels. All right, 500 pixels. Okay, you won't see its effect until we give it a background color. All right, let's try giving it a background color now, if it would work out. Okay, of blue. All right, okay, it isn't working out. All right, okay, 2 seconds. But you can see the difference. The basic thing is that you can see the difference between a content inside the div and a content outside the div. All right, so that's just the basic thing you have to know. All right, so that is it about div tags. So all these things that I've added to it that isn't working, probably they will work definitely in the CSS rules. So there are CSS rules. I tried adding them into the div in an inline manner, but it isn't working. But when we get to CSS, you'll see that all these things are going to take effect on the div tags. All right, so that is just the basic things you need to know about div tags. Div tags are block tags. They are block elements. All right, so they are a section or a block on a web page. And also we talked about adding line breaks and adding a new paragraph. So have fun trying this on your own. It will really help you. Okay, so you learn how to add paragraphs. Don't just watch this video and dump it and think you have learned. You might forget. All right, so constant practice helps you to build more on yourself. Okay, so that is where we'll be stopping for this lesson. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to comment. It will really help my channel grow. Thank you.